Hello guys, since I put up the first video on the version 3 controller, there was a good few people asked if they could get one. So I got 10 samples of these PCBs. So what I've done is make up the rest of the samples. So I have 8 in total that I'm going to sell on the eBay site. And the way I'm going to do it is you can get the controller and all the rest of the pieces as a sort of a set. So you'll have your controller, you'll have a receiver, you'll have your small dual motor driver for inside your vehicle, you'll have your bigger one for testing, for prototyping, for getting your whole circuitry, your whole code, everything, getting it all perfected. Then you'll have the FTDI one if you want to test your UART signals, sending signals to a trailer for example. And then you'll have the programming board, which you obviously need to program the receiver. I wanted to make sure I had plenty of example code for this, so there was a few RC vehicles, some big sort of things like 1/16 scale stuff that we'd been sent as samples, and I always intended to write sample code for them so that there was a lot of different options, different motor controls, and you have a good variety of code to pick from. So what I've done over the last maybe week or two is wire up some of those vehicles using this larger board, because obviously they're large vehicles already, you don't need the small one. So I used that bigger board, and then I just developed the code so that we have control. So we have a truck that's rear wheel drive, actually it's 4-wheel drive, but it's a single drive motor and it has a servo for steering. We have a sort of a robot chassis that has just 2 wheels, so it's a little bit like the tracked John Deere. We have a 2-wheeled sort of stunt car thing, so that's along a similar lines. And then we have a rock crawler thing, which is 2 drive motors, one front and one rear, but you just drive them as a single motor, just wired them together. And then for steering it has another motor gearbox arrangement, so you're kind of steering with a motor and driving with a motor. So that's another few examples of code, and since I've no real use for them now that I've developed the code, I'm going to offer them with some of these samples. So we'll have 4 kits with the standard, what you're seeing here, and then we're going to have 4 different kits that I'm going to show you now. Okay, the first one is this WPL Truck. It is a 4-wheel drive. You have your motor here, transfer box going to front and rear differential. It's a locked differential. There is some LEDs in the headlights here, and in the back we have our motor driver board and the receiver. So you're getting everything you've seen at the start, plus another receiver and another large dual motor driver board that's in here. What's left on this, you could improve the headlights, you could add indicators, you could add tail lights, you could add some spotlights up on the top if you wanted. So there's a lot of things you could do with this particular kit pretty easily, or this particular vehicle pretty easily, because there's lots of space underneath for running wires. Second one I did was this rock crawler thing here. So again, you're getting everything that's here, plus another receiver and another large motor driver that is inside this kit. So you can't see it, but it's inside there. I've added a few LEDs to a light bar here, and that's pretty much it. You have a drive motor here, drive motor at the front as well, and the steering is also done by a motor. Probably not a whole lot you could really do to modify this one. Maybe add a few more LEDs, or maybe you could add some tail lights onto the back of here, or a few lights on here, but it might just give you an example of how you can use these boards to control another vehicle. The third one is pretty straightforward. You have your little chassis with 2 motors, one on either side. So this is kind of similar to the John Deere 8360 RT, where you have the 2 tracks on either side. Decent enough platform, because you can easily add different things to this. You could take this off and put a steering axle in there, connect the 2 motors together and drive them like you would any other vehicle. So it's easy to prototype your code from this one. You could easily add LEDs here, you could have tail lights, your headlights, whatever you might need. So pretty simple, but it's just a decent enough platform for further developing your code. and again you have another receiver and another dual motor driver board. The last vehicle is this kind of two-wheel stunt thing. So you'll see in an upcoming video, I kind of did videos for each of these vehicles when I was modifying them, but this one with trouble with noise, it's kind of working, but if you push the joystick too hard, it kind of starts to accelerate. The noise, I guess, from the motors is just a little bit too much, so that could be a challenge someone might want to try and overcome. So again, it's the same idea. You have one receiver in here and one dual motor driver board already in there, so if you were to choose this kit, you'd basically be getting two receivers, two dual motor driver boards. You can just unplug the one from this if you wanted, but it's a good enough platform for you to do a little bit of experimenting with, and try and overcome noise and them other issues. It can be interesting, and it's good to try and push yourself a little bit. Well, there you have it, guys. I was asked for the controllers, so they're going to be up on the eBay site. It should be up by the time this video is live. I've also uploaded the code to the website, so that's the new code that's covering all these vehicles as well. So hopefully everything you need will be there. And like I said, there's a few videos coming for these few vehicles when I wired them, so hopefully between the code and the videos it'll give you a few ideas of how to wire your own vehicles. So hopefully you'll find that useful. That's all I have for today. If you want to grab one of these, like I said, there's only 8, so head on over to the eBay site as soon as you can. The link will be in the description. But that's everything for this video, so thanks very much for watching.